One, it's Agnes, and I've got another success story. It's from a lovely lady, but goes by the initials SB, and it goes like this. I want to share a crazy success story about how I've completely changed my social life using these techniques. So I had originally found your channel because I wanted to manifest something else, but along the way, I began to realize I had a severe lack of self-love. Until that was resolved, none of my efforts would be successful in that area. I always had low self-esteem, but I was never quite sure how to correct it. So I started doing self-love affirmations and meditations. Every day, I would identify a negative belief I had over myself, not over myself, about myself, and I would repeat the positive alternative over and over and over. I told myself I'm loved, I'm worthy, I'm pleasant to be around, I'm beautiful, I'm desirable. I love myself, I'm happy, I deserve the things I desire. At first, I didn't believe a word I said. LOL. It felt like I was forcing it and lying to myself. Some days I just wanted to stop altogether, but I persisted. I knew that my low self-esteem was due to my deeply rooted beliefs, and I could uproot them even if it took some time. So I continued. In addition to using most of your videos, I started listening to John Gironde. After a few weeks, I really started believing my affirmations. I also started visualizations which were difficult at first because I was not only used to visualizing, I had trouble seeing much of anything, but with daily practice, you develop this skill. For anyone struggling, I recommend looking around your current location and then closing your eyes and trying to see the picture of it in your mind. What is to the left and to the right of you? What is it? Slowly you can build on all the other senses and visualize anything. Take your time. I also started really trying to understand the concept of everyone being me pushed out. At first it was very odd to me and it felt easier to blame others for how I was being treated. But one day I sat down and started thinking about all the things people had said and done to me that I didn't like, and I asked myself if there was a belief I had about myself and or them that would have led to this behavior. There always was. So I started doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, revisions at various events, visualizations of positive interactions, living in the end result, and affirmations. After about 4 weeks of consistently doing all of these things, I started to feel very different. I was so much happier, I felt much better about myself, and I started feeling so loving both towards myself and everyone else. My inner dialogue no longer consisted of negative self-talk. I didn't feel like a passive victim to whatever life threw me. I started feeling more and more like a powerful, conscious creator. As a result of this internal shift, people started treating me differently. My first major realization of this was when a friend of mine invited me to a get-together. I would only know about 3 people there. Before, I would have made an excuse and stayed home. But I felt good, so I agreed to come along. On the way there, I repeated several affirmations to myself and visualized myself laughing and chatting with others there. I wanted to meet new people, so I didn't give any details to the faces. Long story short, I had a blast, and I was actually one of the most social people there. It was a complete 180 to the extremely shy, quiet person I used to be. And I was so shocked at how much I had changed in such a short time. This event motivated me even more to keep up my practices. I started noticing that people were almost gravitating towards me. I remembered I was walking with a sibling who is normally not very touching, and she just kept putting her arm around me. Even my pet was more affectionate. I also started noticing that people around me would randomly start conversations about topics I was thinking about. The first time it happened, it blew my mind. It felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That wasn't in the story. That's just my added sound effect. I still haven't completely gotten used to it. Anyway, the most recent manifestation happened to me just yesterday and today. Yesterday at work, I felt like hearing from some friends. I visualized my phone vibrating and the name of a specific friend showing up. I didn't imagine what the text said. I imagined my phone going off a few more times. signifying that other friends had contacted me, but I didn't think of anyone else in particular. I honestly hadn't put too much thought into it. I just visualized it and then continued with my work. Within an hour, one friend texted me and another friend whom I didn't speak to often Snapchatted me. I was so shocked. Then this morning, the friend I had specifically visualized texting me in a good morning text, telling me to enjoy my day. The reason was that it was unreal to me is that this friend never, in big capitals, texts me random things like that. The only text when they have a specific need to ask or something we need to do. I am speechless. I also received another Snapchat just a few hours ago from yet another friend who rarely contacts me. I have a lot of work to do and I'm working on it every day, but these techniques have literally changed so much of my life in just a little over a month. It's almost unbelievable to me. So I just wanted to share this in case it helps anyone. I know many of us discover this technique because we want specific things of people, but please make sure to take the time to do the necessary work on yourself and self-love first. Focus on you. Start there because everything and everyone is you pushed out. You can get to the other stuff because nothing is impossible. No situation is permanent and it's never too late, but it starts with you in big capitals. Thanks for listening. Now, there's another little email that came through from SB and it says, I forgot to mention that Neville Goddard videos really helped as well, especially on the days where I was feeling down or doubtful. And success stories as well. I made sure to stop giving attention to as many negative things as possible, that this stuff works with your belief that it will. So fill your mind only with success and happiness and you will see so much progress. Even if it takes time, remain in the feeling that it's already yours. And things have their due time. They sure do. So stay positive and continue the self-love work, meditations, affirmations, visualizing positivity and living in the end result, and it will work. Thank you very much, SB. I love, 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 love a good story. Now, I also wanted to say, for those of you that have read Kamal Ravikant's book, Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, apparently you can't get the link anymore for the free PDF. A few people have emailed to say the links that I posted over time, and I've changed them a couple of times, don't work anymore, so they might have removed it. I did find some really good interviews with Kamal where he is interviewed by different people and he talks on stage. So for those of you that loved his book and enjoy him, I'm going to put the links down below in this YouTube for those of you that just love to hear a little bit of Kamal. Lots of love, everybody.